So today we're reading Numbers chapter 25. Now you can see my file, right? You can see the... נכון? You can see.
פעם הבאה אני פותח את
Yes.
I shared it. Shira, if you can only mute yourself, and you can...
Okay, I will.
Okay, תודה. Now, I will just say to Ricky and Shuli that are new here, what we are doing every time, every session, we read usually one chapter of the Bible. Now we read it in sequence. I mean, now we got to Numbers 25, so we read this chapter, and we read everything. I mean, we don't skip, we don't take one verse and then we just read it. Okay, this is the whole point of this course, and we read and discuss now. Okay, so let's start. 25. שרון, את יכולה לקרוא בבקשה 1, 2. And we read in English, and sometimes we read also in Hebrew because there are interesting things to talk about, the differences between Hebrew and English. אז שרון, 1 to 9.
Okay, I just want to say that because I'm using my cell phone, the screen is too small for me to read from the screen. So if you don't mind, I'll read from my book, which is the JPS commentary book. Okay. While Israel was staying at Shittim, the people profaned themselves by whoring with the Moabite women. Okay, no, I just, with the Moabite women who invited the people to the sacrifices for their God. The people partook of them and worshiped that God. Thus, Israel attached itself to Baal Peor, and the Lord was incensed with Israel. The Lord said to Moses, "Take all the ringleaders and have them publicly impaled before the Lord, so that the Lord's wrath may turn away from Israel." So Moses said to Israel's officials, "Each of you slay those of his men who attached themselves to Baal Peor." Just then, one of the Israelites came and brought a Midianite woman over to his companions in the sight of Moses and of the whole Israelite community, who were weeping at the entrance of the tent of meeting. When Pinchas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, saw this, he left the assembly, and taking a spear in his hand, he followed the Israelite into the chamber and stabbed both of them, the Israelite and the woman, through the belly. Then the plague against the Israelites was checked. Those who died of the plague numbered 24,000.
Thank you. Yes, now we can understand why Adina said what she said. Okay. So, first of all...
She said parental guidance advised.
Okay. Gershon, what did you want to say?
Can I start with my question, even though it's at the end of that section?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Did I fall asleep somewhere? What plague?
Yes, exactly. I also, I read this and then I said, Rega, what plague? Why they are talking about plague? Yes, this plague just came out of, it wasn't mentioned before that. I mean,
thank you. That was it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Ma, Adina, you wanted to say something?
No, I just said excellent question.
Yeah.
You know what? It's as if the writers of this section just for some reason edited it and took it out.
Well, you add something about, we will see that there are things in this chapter that we may think that this chapter is combined from a few sources. So things can be taken out, but we cannot always say, okay, it is from, I mean, to say that the chapter is combined from a few sources, we have to have a few, for example, a few evidences for that. It's not, maybe we'll talk about it later.
Well,
But
what we need are inconsistencies of either language or
Uh-huh.
content or
Absolutely.
style.
absolutely. Okay, you know what? If you okay, I will go and I wrote it down here. Just a moment. Okay, we need inconsistency. Exactly what like Sharon said, inconsistency in facts. We need special you know there is in the Bible inner commentary. It's not only the Bible and then commentary outside, but inside the Bible we can find certain places with commentary. So this can be of different sources, not one man wrote it, but one author, but a few. And sometimes אוצר מילים, vocabulary, and also contradictions with other places in the Bible. But we don't find it here. And according to what Gershom, to the Gershom's question, it's really, it's just there. I didn't find, and I also didn't find it in Olam HaTanakh about what was this plague about. Can you see in your, can you check in your books if you have any special commentary about this plague?
Looking.
מה מחפשים, המקום של מה מחפשים, אורה?
מאיפה הכריזו את המגפה הזאת? Until now, we didn't talk about any plague. And all of a sudden...
הפלייג זה מגפה, אוקיי.
כן, כן, פלייג זה מגפה.
כן, בסדר.
Or it's come after Bilam suggested he say to Moab that the God of the Jews, of the Israel people, hate ניאוף, זימה. So he...
רגע, איפה אתה? אתה...
איפה שהיית קודם.
הנה, this is chapter 24.
Okay.
No, I see.
I will wait.
I found in chapter in number 16. The plague story is extremely similar to the one in number 16. Let's see.
Yes, in number 16 there is a plague, but is it the same plague in here?
Maybe are the ones who died from that plague afterwards.
Okay, wait a minute. So Aura?
Yes.
It's Jeannie. So I have something from, who do I have here? I don't know who I have. I have, who's the edition of Jacob Milgram.
Okay, Jacob Milgram.
Okay, and it says, the apostasy of Baal Peor and that of the golden calf resemble one another in their inner detail. Both involve worship of other gods. The assuaging of God's wrath by the slaughter of the guilty parties and the designation of the line of the Levite Pinchas for sacred service in the sanctuary. Moreover, Baal Peor is a punishment for the sin and the fulfillment of the sentence for the golden calf. The editor who added the notice, then the Lord sent a plague for what they did with the calf that Aaron made. Exodus 32, yes.
I couldn't, it was a bit not very clear, your words, but what we are asking is very simple. We have the plague then in number 16, but I'm not sure it is the same plague. And not it isn't written anywhere. And I think, according to according to what we read here in number 1, it is you know, it is a big sin. Vayachel ha'am liznot et bnot Moab is a big sin, and then Avodah Zarah, look at number 2. And number 3, okay, Vayitzamed Israel leBaal Peor. And then it is very, I mean, it is logic according to the way of the Bible that they will have a plague here. It just, the text is not coherent because it wasn't, we don't have verses that says, okay, God will give them plague and all that. Okay, this is what.
Ora, I think that the plague comes, it's a sequence, it's the result of the sexual contact.
Yeah.
זה תוצאה שלהם, they say זונות, הם זנו לאלו, הם זנו. It's very low contact, low
anyone wants to add?
Okay, this is a good one. I like that one.
Yes.
I like that one. Yeah. The plague from the sexual intercourse.
Yes.
They all have syphilis.
Yeah, but this plague killed 24,000 people.
Okay, by 24,000.
Numbers the numbers in the Bible are not so.
But it's not two people.
All it
Maybe
says,
are the ones who then after went to bed with the one who went with the horse, you know, and they get infected.
Just to take this back, if we're getting biological, there is no STI that spreads at that rate. None known to humanity at this point.
they showed us a movie about this.
You can say the plague in many senses, but link it to a known venereal disease is not at all supported by the timing.
Okay.
What is the timing?
רגע, עדינה,
Nearly
you
immediately.
wanted to say, רגע,
What?
עדינה.
No, well, I just said they showed us a movie about this when I was in junior high school. But it's the only thing it says here is that this is what you have to do in order to turn God's wrath away from you, is you have to impale all these people who are doing this.
Yes,
But it doesn't say anything about a plague.
exactly.
I guess it's logical that it would have been some kind of venereal disease. Maybe they all got
What you're trying to do?
syphilis. I don't know.
Number, to connect number 4 with number the verse about the plague.
Right, there was an interesting note in the Hertz
Yes.
said that they did this. It was all instigated by Balaam, who couldn't curse Israel himself, but he told them, this is how you can get them to curse themselves, by encouraging the women to seduce the men of Israel.
Yeah.
And so they brought a curse upon themselves, even though he couldn't.
Yes.
That they said this is from chapter 31, verse 16.
Chapter 31. Yeah, I think I brought it, but never mind, I will do it. Yes, very interesting. And Shuli, you wanted to say something, right? Shuli?
No, right now I'm just listening.
I thought you started to say something. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I want Ora to see something about 24,000. I think I can't prove it now. I don't remember exactly the chapter and the verse, but I think 24,000 people who were killed. זה חוזר על עצמו. This number of people who were killed
by a plague
is repeated in the Bible.
I want to stop here about this and Gershom.
Another question?
Look what another question.
Sorry.
Because Rivka, it's not that I'm leaving what you're saying, because later on we will see a figure. Well, the other half of this chapter is a census of Israel, and we can see how the tribe of Shimon was reduced a lot, and this is
Shimon veLevi, you think?
No, not Levi. Shimon.
Shimon.
Shimon is the troublemaker normally.
I have a question about the response and punishment.
Yes.
That God explicitly says to impale all the leaders, and there are only 2 people impaled, and yet that seems to be enough.
Yes.
Certainly not all the leaders.
Okay, very good question and I will enlarge it and look at number 4 and 5. God says something like what John just said. קח את כל ראשי העם והוקע אותם לאדוני. And 5, Moses, look at the number 4 and 5. What do you have to say about this?
He's delegating this to the heads of the houses.
עדינה, מה את אומרת?
He's delegating this to the heads of the houses. Everybody take care of your own house.
Yeah, but it is not what if in 5 what Moses does, it's not what God told him to do in 4.
That's true.
Okay.
In 4th verse, God didn't say kill them. להוקיע
No. Okay, now we'll talk about this word because it's...
ב5 כן הרגו אותם. זאת אומרת, משה נתן הוראה להרוג.
Wait a minute.
God לא אמר את זה.
In 4, God commanded Moses to kill הוקע...
Not to kill.
Wait a minute. We will talk about this verb because it's a special verb in Hebrew and it's really not very clear what is hokah. Now in English, I will say it later. God say, take all the leaders and kill them. Okay, kill or not kill, but take all the leaders. Now, and then I will not be angry with you. But in 5, Moses says to the judges of Israel, and the judges are leaders, okay, in ancient Israel, we will see, and like Sefer Shoftim, these are leaders. Yirgu ish anashav anisrael, kill the people that sinned, that had sinned, not the leaders, okay?
No.
Okay, now, and so we have 2 ways of dealing with this problem. Okay, one way is what God says, and the other one is what Moses said, and a third way is the one that actually was done with Pinchas. Okay, so and now I'm going back to what Sharon said in the beginning, that maybe these are 2 sources, a few sources here. According to Olam HaTanakh, okay, the encyclopedia, there were 3 ways of dealing with this problem. I mean, 2 ways. One way of what God said, and the details about that should be continued. Number 4 was omitted. Okay, and again also in number 5. And then they left only the issue with Pinchas, because what Pinchas did, God accepted it actually. Okay, God was okay with this. Not only okay, he even gave Pinchas a reward of what he did. עכשיו, let's move on רגע. So first of all, what are these שופטי ישראל in number 4, okay? רגע, number 4. No, קח את כל זה. In number 5, sorry, אל שופטי ישראל. What are they? So let's read. Ginny, can you read please here from Exodus 18? A few verses that I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
So
moreover, okay. So hang on just a second. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, aiding in just gain, and place such over them to be the rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10. And let them judge the people at all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge themselves. So shall they make it easier for thee, and shall bear the burden with thee.
Thank you. And what is this? Do you remember?
This is after Yitro says to Moshe, you're
Yeah.
trying to do
נכון
too
מאוד.
much and you have to delegate some of the authority.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. This is יתרו saying, ייעוץ ארגוני, איך אומרים את זה באנגלית? יתרו gives to Moses,
management style.
okay, management style, okay. Now, okay, this is about the Yokim. Okay. So these are the judges, these are the leaders, okay? Now about what is Leokia, okay, Rivka, this is for your, for what you're saying before.
אומרים באנגלית להוגיע, פה כתוב hang, מה זה hang?
אוקיי, hang זה לתלות.
מה?
לתלות משהו, להרוג אותו בתלייה, אוקיי?
אז זה תרגום לא נכון.
שירה עושה לנו פה הדגמות.
It is not the right translation.
Now, why? Oh, okay, I also didn't understand
exactly. Oh, Rashi said that okay is to hang.
Yes, so Rashi takes from Chazal that says this is hang. This is a oka, it is hang, but it's not so clear in Hebrew because if you let's say I show you something. Yeah. Okay, Jeannie, can you continue these two verses?
Sure.
These are just I will say it is the only. It's not many times that we have oka in the Bible, these verbs, but we have in this story of David and the wars between David. Okay, and let's see what is it here. Okay, Jeannie, please.
Okay, but the king took the two sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, whom she bore unto Saul, Armoni and Mephibosheth, and the 5 sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she bore to Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Mahalathite, and he delivered them unto the hands of the Gibeonites. And they hanged them in the mountain before the Lord, and they fell all 7 together. They were put to death in the days of harvest, in the first days, at the beginning of the barley harvest.
Thank you, and please continue here.
Okay. And 10 other did the children of Judah carry away alive, and brought them unto the top of the rock, and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they were all broken into pieces.
Thank you. Yeah. Very physical description. What there is, מה את אומרת?
אכזרי ביותר, איך אומרים את זה?
Yeah, cruel, very cruel.
Cruel.
What is the okay, why did I bring all this? The scholars say that Poka is what is mentioned in the Chronicles, okay? They brought him to a high place and they just pushed them out of from the rock, and they were all broken to pieces. This is one way of killing. But it's the verb hoka is not here. So, and again, the 2 places in the Bible with hoka is, as Yossi said, Rashi, I mean, the translations take from Rashi and say it is hanged, okay? Now, Rashi takes from Chazal, and Chazal, I will only read this Mishnah, I don't have the translation. בית הסקילה היה גבוה 2 קומות, אחד מן העדים דוחפו על מותניו. Okay, so it is like what we have in Chronicle. We push the man and then he falls. I will skip. כל הנסקלים נתלין. After anyone who was stoned was hanged after the stoning. This is what is the hanging here. Okay, you are with me?
Yeah.
מה שנקרא וידוי הריגה.
וידוי הריגה. So according to what we can understand, hang them after you stone them. Okay, this is what.
לא, לפי דעתי התלייה שם היא להראות לעם, הם כבר מתים, מה יש לתלות? לא תלו בשביל להרוג אותם. And them to show the people what.
Yes.
An example for the people.
Yeah.
This is what Chazal said. Hoka, it's to stone and to hang, not only to. Anyone?
I have in the number 4 in my one of the Bibles I'm looking, impaled. They are not saying impaled, you know, they are not saying hang. Hang them. Impale, it's putting something in the tusik. And how you say impale? Yeah, it's even worse. No, it's a, and I have 2 Bibles and in translation in English. I don't know what is in Hebrew.
So this is a very good example of a verb in Hebrew that is not very, today, if we say hukia, it's a totally different meaning. We don't say hukia in order to say to kill someone. We say hukia in order to say
you are
something
wrong. Hukia, you are wrong. You are not good. Don't say the right thing.
Exactly. Exactly. This is totally different. I mean, it's negative, but it's not, you know, it's not. So this is a good example for Ricky and Shuli. I'm telling it to you, to see a verb and to see how many translations, a verb in Hebrew, to see how many translations we have, different translations. And many of the translation takes from Chazal, from Rashi, who took from Chazal. Okay, most of what Rashi said is from based on Chazal. Anyway, so we talked about Hoka and we talked about the Shoftei Israel. Now let's see, Rega, just want to say. Ken, where is Shittim? Remember in number 1? Okay.
It's a
וישב ישראל בשיטים, okay, ויחל העם לפנות אל בנות מואב. Right?
So it's a place, no?
Yes, it's a place, but where? Okay. So just to you know, I like maps, right? Shittim is somewhere. You see this, it's not very clear, but it's Kafrain. It is thought today to be a place here. This is well, this is approximately here in the north of the Dead Sea and in the side of Jordani, of course. Okay. Today it is from mul, in front, not in front of.
In front of.
Yeah. Oh? Well, it is opposite. In the opposite. Thank you. Yes, the opposite.
Right, it have to be near Moab.
Yes, it has to be near Moab. And look, Moab, it is here. Now I will ask you another thing. You know what? Let's just read about Shittim because it's quite interesting, I think. Ginny, can you continue here? And this is so.
Okay, sure. Abel HaShittim is in Assyrian, is an ancient city by the bank of the Jordan River, mentioned in the book of Numbers and in inscriptions of Tiglath-Pileser. The third and in classical sources. This is the last stop of the Israelites on their journey in the desert. From there, Joshua ben Nun sent the spies. Some believe that the prophet Micha mentioned the events of the Israelites at Shittim, since it was the last station of the Israelites in the desert, and the Gilgal, which was their first station upon entering the land of Canaan. According to these symbolize the transformations from wandering life in the desert to a permanent settlement in the land of Israel. According Shmuel Achitov, the Abel Shittites should be identified with the Tel Kafrin or with Tel Hamam near it. In both places, there was a settlement between Canaanite and Israelite times.
Okay.
And here are date trees. It's
so this is Kafraim, and the Tel Hamam is somewhere around this. Anyway, it
אני
is
חושבת שאבל זה מערבית הר או משהו כזה, לא?
Jabal.
ג'בל, כן, אז נשאר אבל.
Exactly the same, and also it's according to Ktav Ashuri, an Assyrian. So it's an ancient city, Abil city. אבל אולי ג'בל בא משם, אני לא יודעת. So anyway, this is Shittim, and what is interesting, this is the last place that the children of Israel dwelled before entering the promised land, okay? Well, I brought here all the mentioning of Shittim. Maybe we don't have to read it all. Maybe we can read. Gershom, can you read also only here in Joshua?
Sure. Excuse me. And Joshua rose up early in the morning, and they removed from Shittim and came to the Jordan, he and all the children of Israel, and they lodged there before they passed over.
Okay, thank you. And there's verse from Micha that talks about what happened in Shittim. Yeah, if you can read it, Gershom. You are muted.
Sorry, I did it the wrong way. Oh, my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, devised, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him, from Shittim unto Gilgal, that he may know the righteous acts of the Lord.
Thank you. So Gilgal was the first place. Actually, Gilgal is a kind of place. It's a type of place. It's not a name of one place. But Gilgal was the first place after they entered the promised land. Okay, let's go back to the text. I just want to see if I have.
What means Gilgal? Special Gilgal?
Gilgal is a higher place.
Memory, not a memory. Gal al Gal.
You're talking about
stones that were. פשוט יפה. גל על גל. הם שמו שמה יד, memory.
כן, when Joshua enter to the Israel, they are make a memory. גל אבנים של 12.
Excuse me, I don't remember that it was to memory. I remember another thing when Yaakov and Lavan made Gal Ed. That's the only time which I remember.
Yes, it's not exactly memory. It's every tribe from Israel take a stone and put it on, and all that it's said about Achdut, about unity.
To say this is a place.
It's not a name of one place. It's a type of place.
Sure, it's before they enter to Israel. This is a semel for Achdut.
בדיוק. It's the first place they come, so they have to do something. A sign, and they put it stone on stone. For remember, this is our first class, not zikaron, לא זיכרון. זיכרון זה גל עד.
נכון. Yes, okay. So now another thing that I just wanted to show you in 8, at number 8, ויבוא אחר ישראל אל הקרובה. הקרובה is in my translation is her belly, okay?
No,
sorry. No, this.
Like the windows in
It's a chamber, it's a small room or a chamber, special chamber And after it, ואת האישה אל קבתה, קובתה, and this is translated as belly of the woman, okay? Now, I just wanted to show you that in Hebrew, it's the same word, it's a game in words. Kuba as a chamber, but keva of as an organ of the woman. Okay, just
כתוב פה קיבה, קובתה.
kubata and keva. Okay, let's move on because I want us to.
Every woman had his place, his room, his little room. איפה שהם עשו sexual זה.
Okay. Let's move on and we'll talk about, maybe we'll mention again this special room, okay? Adina, can you continue, please? 10
פנחס.
until 18.
And the Lord spoke unto
And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, hath turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, in that he was very jealous for my sake among them, so that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and it shall be unto him and to his seed after him the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was jealous for his God and made atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the man of Israel that was slain, who was slain in the Midianitish woman, with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a father's house among the Simonites. And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head of the people of a father's house in Midian. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, harass the Midianites and smite them, for they harass you by their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you into the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister, who was slain on the day of the plague in the matter of Peor.
Thank you. So first of all, if you know, in the class of in an Hebrew school, in an Israeli school, okay, if we teach Bible, we always emphasize a word that repeats itself. We call it a guiding word or a guiding root. And here we have definitely a guiding word. Look, 3 times in Hebrew, and the translation didn't translate it every time, but bekano, kinati, bekinati, kine, the jealousy, the piety, maybe. This is the word, Sharon, adikud datit, נכון?
It's also, the word passion is used instead of jealousy.
Okay, as a passion, but if you want to say adikut datit, it's piety?
I don't know.
Ah, okay, John.
Oh, adikut, yes, yes, piousness.
Piousness, okay. So this is kin'a datit, okay. It's much more than adikut datit. It is really it's kin'a to God. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, what do you say about what we read just now? Because Pinchas did something quite, I don't know, quite cruel, maybe, or quite, you know,
Drastic.
Yeah,
okay.
quite drastic.
That's it.
And God, and it wasn't, and again, it wasn't not what God said in verse 4 and not what Moses said in verse 5. It was another thing, but God was pleased with it. Look at number 13. Pinchas got a promise that he will have, הייתה לו לזרעו אחריו, ברית כהונת עולם, because he was jealous for his God. And now only Mark seen verse number 14, the man was from Shimon tribe, okay? And the woman was from Midian.
Oh, we will go back to רש"י.
מה?
נלך חזרה לרש"י בקטע הזה.
Yes,
What
yes.
Rashi said is that זמרי בן שמעון, לא, not זמרי, איך קוראים למנהיג, לנשיא בעצה ולשמעון, זמרי בן סלו.
כן.
He asked Moshe, can I marry those Midianite? אז משה didn't...
this is a midrash. This is a
yes,
okay.
Moshe said no, but so Zimri said to Moshe, מי התיר לך לשאת את ציפורה? ציפורה was also a Midianite. So Moshe didn't know how to answer, and Pinchas remembered the halacha, הבועל הארמית קנאים פוגעים בו. And then he take the...
עושים פה הקדשה.
מדרש.
הם מקישים, אני לא יודעת איך אומרים, בין ציפורה המדיינית לבין הזונה פה. זה משהו שככה...
אבל היא לא ממש הייתה זונה.
אצבע בעין.
מה שאומרים, היא הייתה בת... איך מגדירים אותה? נזרי בת צור, ראש האומות בית אב במדיין. היא הייתה... היא הייתה בת ה...
I agree. Listen, Rivka, it says in number 1, ויחל ישראל לזנות את בנות מואב. But לזנות, it means that they went with them, okay? They were with them, but
אבל הם הביאו אותם לעבודה זרה.
We are not sure, but it doesn't say that they were zonot. They were prostitutes.
לזנות זה זונות, לזנות זה 100% זונות.
Yes,
בעוד מקומות. In other places we know that were zonos.
24,000 people, it remains by Rabbi Akiva in these days, when we count the Omer, that they also there died the same count of people.
Yeah, I think I
you're
said
talking about the number.
it's a number, זה מספר שחוזר בהרג.
כן, כן.
The history of Israel like this number.
The punishment is not only about the sexual thing, what happened.
Exactly.
It's also they משכו אותם, they throw them to the עבודה זרה.
They made
their God.
What I'm saying that liznot is a verb of not only sexual in the sexual sense, but avodah, especially even
avodah zara.
Like okay, so we are not sure about whether she was a prostitute or not.
Liznot is also live God. In front of God, הם בגדו בו, they treat the...
Okay, so I have two questions. Okay, first of all, it says in verse 1, liznot in Bnot Moav. So what are we talking now about Midian? Bnot Moav, not Midian. Okay, now this is one question. And the other question is, how come God is pleased with what Pinchas did?
הוא נקם את נקמתו.
Yes, but it's not always that. Who is Pinchas? Okay, let's ask you this. So first of all, let's talk about this, Bnot Moav and Midian. This is a little bit messy here. I mean, in the first chapter is not Moab, but here in the first verse, sorry. But here we are talking about a woman, a Midianite woman. Okay?
We saw in the map last lesson, we saw in the map that Midian, the place of Midian is near the place of Moab.
Exactly.
they are התבלבלו שמה, הם היו יחד. נכון?
נכון, exactly. This is quite the answer that I found about it, that in the question of geopolitical aspect, Moab in Moab, there were many other nations, other people. So Midian were also in Moab.
One of them.
And we can find when we read in number 22, רגע, John, אתה יכול, please, can you read this verse? In number 22. So you will see that it is quite, רגע, זה קטן מדי?
And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and spoke unto him the words of Balak.
Yeah, thank you. So I just wanted to show you that it is, like Rivka said, it is very near to, it's not even two places, it's Moab, and inside Moab there were also Midianim. Okay?
Oh, it's very interesting.
It suggested that it was a confederation.
Confederation in Moab.
Yeah, that it's a confederation of countries.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
נכון.
Okay. מה יוסי? מה אמרת?
It's very interesting. In this stage, Yitro, that was Cohen Midian, go back to his land. So in this stage, he was from this name Midian. So הוא חבר אליהם, לפני מואב.
I don't know. No. He's not mentioned. He's not mentioned.
No, but
he was.
I mentioned it.
Yeah.
That
Ah.
I mentioned this.
Okay, so
at this point,
he
הוא חזר למדיין.
He went back to Midian, but we don't. He's not mentioned in. You're saying that he was one of the Ziknei Midian here in number 22.
I don't know.
So yeah, but this is what you're saying.
Maybe I don't know because he was go back to Midian.
It's an idea.
Then, yes. It's a question.
No, it's not. I think it's not a. I don't know. Otherwise, I think Yitro was such a celeb in Midian that he was. If he were went to Bilam and went, he should have been mentioned. Anyway.
Ora, the first Midianim were in the desert with Moses, and now we saw that we see that they are near Jordan. It is two Midianim people.
I will go back to the.
בהתחלה היו בנגב, במדבר.
Yes, Midian. What I read about it, that Moab, I mean, part of the people of Midian was inside Moab.
למטה.
That's all. Yes. Okay. So what you said before that.
Two different people.
Correct. Okay. Yossi, Yitro is here, not here.
כן, למטה.
Okay. I just want to talk about Pinchas. Okay. Pinchas. Who was Pinchas? Let's read it. רגע, John, can you please continue?
He was Aaron's son.
Aaron's grandson, right? But okay, can you, John? Can you read? It's number 3, and then from maybe we'll start from Exodus. Okay.
Then Moses stood at the gate of the camp and said, whosoever is on the Lord's side, let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, put ye every man his sword upon his thigh, and go to and fro from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the sons of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
Thank you. So what is this section? From the calf scene, right? After the calf scene, Moshe said, Mina Adonai Elai. This is a very well-known phrase. And then all the sons of Levites gathered to him, and they killed the other people that did the calf sin, according to the text. Okay? And if you can, John, can read this, number chapter 3, this verse.
Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, being prince of the princes of the Levites, and having the oversight of them that kept the charge of the sanctuary.
תודה. פקודת שומרי משמרת הקודש. So, the Levites were in charge of the sanctuary. The Levites were in charge, and they got this job, actually, this duty, or this from this event from how they behaved after the calf scene. Okay, and this was their job. And if you remember, I didn't brought it because it was too many verses. If you remember, no one from Israel can come close to the Mishkan. You remember that? Yeah. It is forbidden to no one from Israel. Now, if they do, who gets punished? The Levites. The Levites gets punished because it says in the Numbers, because they didn't keep well enough the sanctuary. Okay. So Pinchas, according to what we read, or how the Levites, what they did in the calf scene, and after that their job, the duty that they got, Pinchas did his duty. Actually, he was supposed to keep the sanctuary, and what according to what I read somewhere, the kuba, this chamber, was inside it was like in his charge, in the area or in the zone of the sanctuary. So it is his charge. It's his responsibility not to have any sin there. And also, if he wouldn't, maybe, of course, we don't know, but if he wouldn't do this, all the Levites were killed, could have been killed by God because they didn't keep the sanctuary. But what are you thinking? What do you think about this kind of commentary?
זה פירוש של רש"י, של חז"ל?
לא, זה מעולם התנ"ך. This is from encyclopedia.
הוא לקח אחריות. Pinchas take the responsibility.
Yeah, this was, and he did like his ancestors in the calf scene, his fathers and grandfathers. I'm not justifying anything, okay? I'm just talking about the text.
הוא לקח אחריות. He takes the responsibility for saving all the Levites, no?
Ken, Ginny, you wanted to say something? Raise your hand. Maybe John, you wanted to say something?
Well, I think it's interesting that Pinchas is not just a Levi, he's a Kohen. And so it sort of presumes if he's the only one guarding the sanctuary, then the rest of the Leviim are not.
There, what, okay, so
He has a very specific job, and it's not carrying things and it's not guarding things. His job after his father is to officiate at the sacrifices.
I see.
And so essentially he's coming down from the general staff, if you will, to
Yes,
act in the field.
yes, yes, I understand. Yes. You say he other Levites should have done that. This is what you're saying.
Or maybe Moshe was reaching this point because sometimes Moshe was Rahman kazeh. And then Pinchas take the leadership and the axe.
Yes.
So this is the reason that God
Yeah.
was satisfied with his.
And also, okay, so let's talk about also what you both said. Pinchas took the leadership, although he was a priest and not just not a simple Levite. But he killed only 2 people. The people that did this horrible sin in front of the Mishkan. Okay, he killed the 2 people, and not. I mean, by killing 2 people, the actual sinners, they could. God accepted not to kill. Look what all the leaders of Israel and all the God in 1 and 2, in 4 and 5. Sorry, all the leaders and all here. But we know the end. In the end, there were 24,000 that were killed.
By the Magefa.
Yes, that were killed by the Magefa.
By the plague. Not they didn't were killed by person, by the plague.
Yes. Yeah, this is this I think makes again the plague. It's not clear. I mean, if God was okay. Look at number 16.
God stopped the plague. After what Pinchas did, God stopped the plague.
Yes, but no, I
recompense.
But God, it's not only the killing of the 2 people. Look what he says in 17. הרס the Midians, צרור את המדיינים והכיתם אותם. כי צוררים הם לכם.
The Midianim, not Bnei Israel.
Yes, the Midianim. Yes, it's different, but it's not only. It wasn't just okay. The 2 people the 2 sinners were killed, and that's all. No, the Midianites also got punished. Okay.
The Midianim because of their daughter. She's
Yes.
Anut Elohim.
What I'm saying is just that these are pieces of information that comes without any preparation. Normally we get more preparation. Normally God will say, if they are doing this and this, go and kill them, and we don't have this in here. Anyone wants to have to add something about it?
It occurs to me that Pinchas doesn't actually get much of a reward. I mean, the reward he has is a Brit Shalom, not it could be viewed in that context of saying what God gave on Pinchas was the ability to control his passion, which he had not to that point exhibited.
Wait a minute. Can you expand, because
in 12.
Yes, in 12. Yes.
I give him my covenant of shalom, briti shalom. And that's not necessarily saying what he did was right. What he did stopped my anger, stopped God's anger, but that could be a realization that I've let loose something that these people are not able to control. So I have to give this instigator a different approach to life and say, no, look, we're stopping all the mass killing right now. 24,000 dead, we're going to hold it there. Pinchas, go back to being a Kohen and do the things that should give you completion rather than jealousy. And yes, we need to take action against the Midianites, but not wholesale slaughter of everyone every time things don't go my way.
Wow. A beautiful way of reading this Brit Shalom.
Well, but God gives to Pinchas that it's going to be his descendants who are going to be the Kohanim.
Yeah, but his descendants would already be Kohanim.
Exactly.
That's giving him a gift he's already gotten.
Exactly. This is what I
read. Unless he has brothers, and if he has a brother and something happens to him, then the priesthood would go to his brother, and then it would be his brother would be the
but we don't know if we read all the what God said to Aaron and then to Elazar, all their descendants will be Kohanim. So also, even if Pinchas has brothers, they also, all the descendants will be Kohanim. And I agree that in 13, it's not a new revolt. He was a Kohen, so his sons will be Kohanim. But yeah, very. I think how you read the word Briti Shalom is a very.
We're not used to the Torah being so then like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But he also says, God says to Moshe, you have to, the Midianites have caused the Israelites to act in a way that has brought trouble to themselves. So you have to go do something about it and stop them so they won't be able to do that to us anymore.
What God you're talking about the end.
You go harass the Midianites because they harassed us and beguiled you and got you to come and worship their God, and you know you weren't supposed to do that, but they used their wiles on you and seduced you, and so therefore you have to make sure that they can't do that to you again.
Yes. Yeah, this is about the war against Midian. We get anyone else wants to say something about it? Gershom?
So I'll actually end up with one other question.
Okay.
I'm eagerly awaiting for you to get to the end of this and read the last verse.
Last verse?
That was the last.
Yes. This is the last verse. 18.
Keep going. It's not there in your version. Okay. So in mine, it's written as if it were verse 19 when the plague was over. But it didn't make sense to me why it was written here. And in the Hebrew also, but Vayihi Acharei Magafa is written as if it were part of 24.
No, this is
okay, it's not.
But
that explains it. That answers my question.
Yes. Okay, but we can go a little bit further and start the next verse. You know what? Let's read four verses from the next chapter, and then I'll show you a figure about the numbers. John, Judy, I think you didn't read today. Judy, can you read the 4 verses?
And it came to pass after the plague that the Lord spoke unto Moses and unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, saying, take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel from 20 years old and upward by their fathers' houses, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with them in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, saying, take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upward, as the Lord commanded Moses and the children of Israel that came forth out of the land of Egypt.
Thank you. So actually we are getting into a new census. You remember that there was a census in chapter 1 in Numbers, and now we will not read it now, but I want to show you something about it. Just a moment. I think I have it here. Can here. Rivka, this is for you about the numbers. Okay. Maybe we saw it, but we can see that. Okay, this is the figure that compares the number between Numbers 1 and Numbers 26. Okay, and we can see that I mean, look at the differences, especially the differences, not the absolute numbers. We can see that Yehuda is the biggest tribe, and that, I mean, but what I'm interested is the differences between the two censuses. Okay, so look what happened with Shimon. The tribe of Shimon got from almost 60,000 to 22,000. Okay. And this can be explained. I mean, in other tribes, there are small differences. Okay, people die, people get babies are birth, but this can be explained by the plague. Okay, of the
why Shimon? Why especially Shimon?
Shimon
by the plague.
That's a good question, only because the one who sinned, this
Shimon was a Rasha, and Levi also. Shimon and Levi was a
Shimon and Levi were the troublemakers in Genesis. Okay, now Levi, after the sin of the calf sin, well, got he got the duty of Levi, okay, as we know. But Shimon, the sinner here was from Shimon. We don't know if all the tribe of Shimon were the one who sinned here in number 1 and 2. Here.
In the Hertz, it talks about that the way the tribes were set up encamped around the Moed, the Shimon was the one that was camped closest to Moab. So they were more in, this was in the Hertz.
Yes, in the Hertz.
So they were more in danger because they lived closer.
It's interesting because, you know, we know that afterwards, when they got the lands, the different nachalot, Shimon was got a nachala inside the tribe of Yehuda. Like Yehuda was not a big brother. Shimon was the big brother, but the tribe of Yehuda was like the sort of responsible on the tribe of Shimon. But it's interesting what you said about where according to what verse it says this.
I'm trying to find it. I read it before.
Ah.
And
I want to remember that when Israel made the sin with the calf, and so Levi, they killed the people who made the sin. They killed 3,000 people. So they were the good tribe in this time.
Levi. Yes, Levi was. Yes. Okay.
I'm trying to see here where I read this.
Okay.
before, but-
Well, if you find, I think our time is up now, and we'll continue this next time because the number was reduced dramatically in Shimon, and it's interesting to see
Yeah.
where he was he dwelled. טוב, אז so thank you very much.
תודה
Thank you.
רבה.
תודה רבה.
שבת שלום.
תודה רבה.
מקווה שלא היה נורא.
שבת שלום, בורה.
שבת שלום.
Shabbat shalom.
ביי ביי.
Shabbat shalom.
Bye bye.
Shabbat shalom. Ah.
ביי ביי.